Ciao everybody, Katerina here. Welcome to my kitchen. Well, recently we were away for a wedding/vacation and we had a terrible issue up north at our cottage in our pool house. Well, our wonderful neighbor took care of the entire situation. When we came back, you wouldn't even know there was a problem in the pool house. So we went to thank him and to pay him, at least pay for the plumber and all this, and he wouldn't take a dime. He said that our money is no good. However, he said he would like some brioche bread and Nutella stuffed chocolate chip cookies. Of course, I said no problem, with pleasure. Okay, now we're going to start with the Nutella stuffed chocolate chip cookies for our dear neighbor, the chief, and he's a wonderful person. He is a retired police chief here in Ontario, and we're lucky enough to call him our neighbor. Now let's get started. We're going to start by preparing the little Nutella balls to put inside the chocolate chip cookies. And you're going to need a tray with parchment paper. Here's a small scooper, approximately 2 teaspoons. So what I'm going to do is just going to scoop a little circle of the Nutella and place it on the parchment paper. I made approximately 25. I may use them all, I may not. I think I'm gearing towards making bigger chocolate chip cookies this time. Now I'm going to place them in the freezer for half an hour. Now we're going to prepare the butter. Here I have 1 cup of unsalted butter, and I'm going to let it melt for now. Okay, it's over medium heat. So we're going to let it continue to boil until it turns a beautiful amber color and all the milk solids have fallen to the bottom. Okay, now that it's an amber color, I'm going to turn the stove off. I'm going to let it cool. You can see the beautiful amber color. This is what you want. Now I'm going to transfer it to a glass container and I'm going to allow it to cool for a minimum of half an hour. Okay, so here's my clear butter. That's the milk solids. That's what you don't want. I'm going to allow it to cool and any extra milk solids will fall to the bottom. So I'm going to start with the dry ingredients first. Here I have 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm just going to aerate it a little bit. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. I'm just going to give this a really good mix. Okay, now we're going to start with the wet ingredients. This is what you want with the butter. How beautiful is that clarified butter? You know, for frying, it's fantastic. And these are the milk solids that you don't want. I'm going to add 1 cup of the clarified butter. I'm going to share a little trick with you. Here I have some brown sugar, but it hardened. Even though I store it with marshmallows, it's still hardened a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking a wet paper towel, placing it over, and I'm going to microwave it for 20 seconds at a time until it goes almost back to normal. Okay, to get my brown sugar nice and soft, it took 5 20-second intervals in the microwave at high temperature. Now I'm just going to let it cool for a few minutes. Okay, now I'm going to add the brown sugar. Okay, that's 1 cup of brown sugar. And to this I'm going to add half a cup of granulated sugar and I'm going to give it a really good mix. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. 1 egg yolk and 1 full egg, of course at room temperature. Okay, I'm going to do a scrape down just to make sure everything is incorporated evenly. Now I'm going to add the dry ingredients, 2 tablespoons at a time. I've added half of the dry mixture, now I'm going to add half of the chocolate chips, a total of 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Okay, my dough is ready. To transfer the cookie dough into a glass container here, a glass dish. I've covered the cookie dough with plastic wrap in the refrigerator for half an hour. Now we're ready to assemble our stuffed Nutella chocolate chip cookies. Preheat your oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. I have a scooper here that is equivalent to 3 tablespoons. Okay, you want to make sure you fill the whole scooper and let it out. Now I'm going to make a little cavity, just a little one, inside the palm of my hand. I'm going to add a little Nutella, frozen Nutella, and I'm going to put the cookie right around it. There we go. Make a little meatball and place it down. Now I'm going to be placing them 3 inches apart because they will expand. Okay, in the oven for approximately 7 to 8 minutes. I will watch it. When you see it browning around the edges, you know it's ready. Okay, I just took them out of the oven. Now I made mine a little bit bigger, so they were in the oven for 10 minutes. Now we're going to let them cool for about 15 minutes. Okay, while the cookies are cooling, I can't wait any longer. Let's cut one in half and see what it looks like inside. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh my goodness, look at that. I'm going to taste it for you with pleasure. Yes, everything you're thinking is correct. It's absolutely delicious. I think the chief is going to love them, as he always has in the past. And I want to thank you so much for joining me today. It's Katerina from my home to yours. If you enjoyed this wonderful segment, please push the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Ciao.